Welcome back everybody. Today I'm going to share you the most important and the master skills that you need to know and you have to master it, right? This is how to manage your time well, or how to be just master your time, right? How to just manage it, right? How to use it in a proper way, right? So to achieve all your goal and also to become just everything you are capable of becoming, you must get your time under control, right? In order to achieve the success you want, you have to use your time in a proper way. So psychology generally agrees that the sense of control is the case of feeling of happiness, maybe confidence or power and personal well-being, right? So and the sense of control is only possible when you practice excellent time management skill, right? So the good news is that the time management is a skill, right? Like any other skill, it's learnable. You can learn it, right? No matter how disorganized you have been just in the past, or how much you have tended to just procrastinate or to get just caught up in just low value activities, you can change, right? You can learn and you can master it, so you can become just one of the most efficient, right, effective and productive people in your field by learning how others have done just, or how these others are gone from just confusion to clarity and from just frustration to focus, right? So through repetition and practice, you can become one of the most result-oriented or goal-oriented people in your field, right? And also, the main thing is you have to choose and decide, right? If the front side of the coin of success is the ability to set a clear goal for yourself, then the flip side of the same coin is just the ability to just get organized, right? Get organized and work on your most valuable task, right? Your priority task, and every minute of every day, right? So your choice and your decisions are just combined to create your entire life to this achievement, right? So to change or to improve your life in any way, you have to just make new choice and new decisions that are more aligned with your goals, right? Who you are, who you really are, what is you really want, what success do you really want, right? So you have to manage your time. You have to make a proper alignment with your goal, right? So the starting point of time management is for you to determine your goals and just then to organize your goals by priority and value. The starting point of time management is for you to determine your goals and then to organize your goals by priority and value, right? You need to just absolutely clear at any given moment, right? Exactly what is most important to you at the time, right? At one moment, it could be just business, finance, or care, or maybe relationship, or whatever the goal, right? Later, it could be just family, or maybe relationship goal. Or still another occasion, it could be just health or fitness, whatever it may be, right? So in each case, you must be like a sniper, right? You have to just determine, you have to hit the target, right? So the right thing to do, how to determine the right thing, what I'm going to do, right? This is just because metaphysicians and just philosophers, they are just asked by students, the right thing to do, right? How do I know what is the right thing for me to do, right? This is an important point, right? The only way that you can determine what's right or wrong, more or less important, high or low priority, is by just first determine your aim or your goal at that important or at that particular moment, right? So from that point forward, you can just divide all your activities into just by priority, right? By A or B, C, D priorities, right? So what is the role? What's the role of this? This is because these activities just that does not move you towards goal is important to you. Determine your long-term goals, right? Time management begins with clarity. You can take time to sit down with just a piece of paper and just think through exactly what is you want to accomplish in each area of your life, right? You have to decide upon your ultimate long-term goal of finance, maybe success, family, or personal health or fitness, right? Once you are just clear about the target you are aiming at, then you come back to the present and plan every minute, every hour of every day, so that you can accomplish just the very most that you possibly can with the time allocated to you, right? And you have to begin with a list, right? The basic tool for time management is a list, right? You have to organize by priority and just you have to use as a constant tool for personal management, right? The fact is that you can't manage time. You can only manage yourself, right? That's why time management requires self-discipline, self-control, and self-mastery, right? So time management requires that you just make the best choice and decisions necessary to enhance your quality or the quality of your work and life or your work, right? So then just you have to follow through on your decisions, right? And you should just plan your life with just a list of long-term, medium-term, and short-term goal and just projects, right? So you should just plan every month in advance with a list of things you want to accomplish during that month, right? You should make a list of every step in each multitask job that you want to accomplish, and then just you have to organize that list by priority and sequence, right? So that's the most important, right? Use an advanced planning, right? Begin just today to plan every week in advance, right? Preferably the Sunday before the weekend, right? Begin, right? You have to plan every day in advance, preferably the night before, right? When you just make just a list of everything you have to do, right? The following day, your subconscious mind work on that list all night long, right? When you just wake up in the morning, you will often just have ideas and insight to help you to accomplish the item on your list, right? By just writing out your plans, you will just activate the law of attraction, right? You will just begin attracting into your life the people, the opportunities, the resource that you need to achieve your goals and complete your task the very fast or the very best possible, right? So separate the urgent from the important, right? In the process of managing your time, you must separate the urgent task from the important one, right? Urgent tasks are just determined by urgent tasks are just determined by external pressures and requirements, right? You must do them immediately, right? Most people just spend most of their day responding and reacting to urgent tasks in the form of telephone calls, interruptions, emergencies, and demand for their boss and their customers, right? So important tasks on the other hand just are those who are just contribute to the very most of just to your long-term future, right? Some of these are maybe tasks, maybe just planning, organizing, studying, researching your customers, maybe setting priority before you begin, right? Then there are tasks that are urgent but not important, right? Such as maybe answering a ringing phone, right? Or dealing with just coworkers who want to chat, or because these activities take place during the work day, right? It's easy to confuse them with just real work, right? So you have to just separate the important from the urgent, right? And also you have to manage it, or you have to do it in an effective way, right? And also the other one is you have to consider the consequence, right? Whenever you are just working on some tasks, you have to consider the consequence. What consequence it will bring after I've done this work, this action? You have to think about it, right? And the most important word in determining the value of your particular task or activity is consequence, right? So a task that is valuable and important is the task that has serious consequence for the completion or non-completion, right? So the greater the possible consequence of a task or activity, the more important it is, right? So a task for which there are few any consequence is by the definition not particularly important, right? Your aim in personal management therefore is to spend more time doing more those tasks that can have the greatest possible consequence on your life or your work or your future, right? And also you have to apply 80-20 rules, right? Once you have just prepared a list of tasks for coming day, review your list and apply 80-20 rules before you begin, right? This means just this 80-20 rules says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of the value of all your activities, right? If you have just a list of 10 items to complete, right? 2 of them items will be just more valuable than any other 8 items combined, right? So 2 of them are 10 tasks will have a greater potential consequence than other 80%, right? 2 of the 10 tasks just will have a greater potential consequence than the other 80%, right? Sometimes it will be just even be the 90-10 10%, right? That applies, right? Often one task just on a list of 10 items you have to do. During the day, we are counting more value than just everything else put together, right? So this task just unfortunately is usually the task that you mostly procrastinate on just all day long, right? You have to just know this principle. 80-20 principle is the most important principle that you have to apply in your life. I recommend you, right? And also the other one is you have to practice creative procrastination, right? Creative procrastination. That means once you have just identified your top 20% of tasks, you can then practice creative procrastination on the other tasks, right? Since you cannot just do everything, you have to procrastinate on something, right? The only question is which of your tasks are going to procrastinate on, right? This is a critical thing. The answer is simple, right? Procrastinate on the 80% of tasks that contribute very little to your desired goal and just results, right? You have to focus your time and attention on completing those 1 or 2 jobs that can make the most difference, right? These are 20% actions, right? And also the other one is you have to practice ABCD method, right? This ABCD method is the most important, which is helps to manage your time in a proper way, right? You have to practice this also. Another method of setting priority is ABCD method, right? This method requires that you review your list of tasks before you begin any and put an ABCD or A next to each one, right? The very act of performing this exercise and thinking through your task just before you start work will be dramatically increase your efficiency and effectiveness once you just begin working, right? So a task is the most important, right? Tasks are very important tasks, right? And also a B task is something that you should do, right? It's just mere consequence for completion, so not completion. And a C task is a task that it will be nice to do, but it will have no consequence, right? And also the D task is something that you can delegate to someone else, right? Who work at lower hourly rate than you do or than you want to earn, right? So the rule is that you should just delegate everything you possibly can so that you have more time to devote to yourself, to your A task, to your B task and others, right? And the ones that determine most of your success and happiness in your future is A task, right? So you have to delegate everything you possibly can, right? And also A task is just something that you can eliminate altogether, right? You can eliminate. This can be all activities that are no longer important in achievement of your most important goal today, right? Much of what you just do during the day or week can be just eliminated with no consequence at all, right? These are A tasks, right? And also you have to use the law of excluded alternative, right? This means you are always just free to choose, right? In this hour by hour and minute by minute, choosing of what you will just do, and you have to simultaneously what you will not do, what your entire life is made, right? So the law of excluded alternative says that doing one thing means not doing something else, right? Whenever you begin just a task of any kind, you are just consciously or unconsciously deciding not to do any other task that you could do at that moment, right? So your ability to choose wisely in terms of what you do first, what you do next, or second, and just what you don't do at all determines your entire life, right? You have to use this principle also. This is very important. And also you have to choose the most valuable task, or you have to prioritize, right? Because successful and highly paid people are just usually no more intelligent, right, or skilled than unsuccessful, lower paid people, right? The major difference between those or them is that successful people are always just working on tasks of high value, right? Unsuccessful people are just always just waste killing time on tasks of low value, and you are just always free to choose, right? You have to choose, right? You are always free to choose what you do more or what you do less of, right? Your choice ultimately determines everything that happens to you, right? The other one is you have to practice single-handling on each task. Practice single-handling on each task, right? Single-handling is one of the most powerful and most important time and personal management technique of all, right? What this means is that once you just have selected this your a goal or your a task, you start on that task, right? And work on it with single-mindedly concentrating until it is 100% complete, right? You have to discipline yourself to just concentrate without diversion or distraction, right? If you find yourself getting just distracted, or maybe you feel tempted to take break or procrastination, you can just motivate yourself by just continually repeating, right? Back to work, back to work, back to work, right? You then just renew your effort to push the task through to completion, right? And also Thomas Edison once wrote, "My success is due to more to my ability to work continuously on one thing without stopping than to any other single quality," right? So you should practice this principle as well. It's very important. It helps you for your success, right? As the other one is create a chunk of time, right? You have to create a chunk of time. Plan your day in advance and create 30, 60, and 90 minutes chunk of uninterrupted work time, right? These are just the time block that when you are just can work without disruption or maybe pause on your work, right? So the chunk are just essential for the accomplishment of any large and important task, right? One way to just create long period of work is to rise early and just work non-stop, right? Without interruption on a major task, project, proposal, right? Sometimes you can just create a chunk of time in this evening or in the weekend, right? But the fact is that all important jobs, those who are with serious potential consequences, right, requires large chunk of single-minded and just concentrated time and energy, right? Nightingale once said, "Every great accomplishment of mankind has been just preceded by an extended period, often over many years of concentrated effort," right? So you have to concentrate yourself. You have to create a chunk of time, right? And so the other one is you have to keep yourself on track, right? Each day before you begin and as you go through the day, there are just 5 questions that you need to ask and answer over and over again, right? The first question is, why am I just on my payroll? Why am I on payroll, right? What exactly have you just been hired to accomplish? Imagine your boss asking you, right? Why do you just pay you money around here? What would be your answer, right? The fact is that you have been just hired to achieve a specific result that have economic value to your organization, right? And of just your results, 20% of what you do contributes 80% of your values, right? You must be crystal clear about exactly why you are on the payroll, and just then focus on your time and just attention and your energy all day long on doing exactly those tasks that make the greatest difference to your business organization, right? And also you have to focus on high value activities, right? You have to focus on your high value activities, right? Second question that you should ask yourself all day long is, what are my highest value activities? These are just activities that represent the highest and best use of your talent, skill, experience, and ability as they relate to your company, just care and organization, right? What are they, right? You have to answer. If you are just not absolutely sure of the answer, go and ask your boss what he or she just think your highest value activities may be, right? Whatever the answer, dedicate yourself to work on this specific task all day long, right? And the other one is work on your key result areas, right? The third question you should ask all day long is, what are my key result areas, right? As we mentioned earlier, your key result areas are those tasks that are you absolutely positively must be complete in an excellent fashion if you are just to achieve the most important result required just on your job, right? They just largely determine your success or failure at work, right? These key result areas are the most determining factor for your success or failure, right? So you should clearly identify each of these tasks, and then you have to focus on not only performing at your best in each of them, but also to become better in each key result area every day, right? Remember, your weakest key result or key skill sets the highest at which you can use all your other skill, right? Don't allow yourself to be just held back because of your weakness in one area, especially when you are or when you can learn anything you need to now to excel in that particular area, right? So the other one is you have to make a difference, right? Make a difference, right? This is critical. The fourth question you should ask yourself throughout the day is, what can and only I do that if I done well will make a real difference to my company, to my organization, to my work, to my life, right? This is one of the best questions of all, just for keeping yourself focused and just on track, right? What is that you and only you can do that can just make the greatest difference in your career? This is one of the best questions of all, just for keeping yourself focused and on track, right? So what is that you and only you can do that can make a great difference in your career? Again, if you are not sure of the answer, ask your boss. Sometimes he or she will not have the thought he's true, right? Before you ask the question, right? Sometimes he or she will not have thought about it at all, right? So before, once you have just, but once both of you are just agreement on the one or two tasks you can do, that will just make more difference than anything else. You should focus all of your energies on just performing those particular tasks quickly and well, right? This will just do more to help you in your career than any other single decisions you make, right? So what is the most important question of all? Right? The fifth question is just perhaps the best question in all of the time management is this: what is the most valuable use of my time right now? All the techniques and methods of goal setting, personal planning, and time management are aimed at just helping you to accurately answer this question every time or every day, right? So whenever you discipline yourself to ask and just answer this question repeatedly, when you discipline yourself to ask and just answer this question repeatedly, and you are sure that whatever you are doing is answer to this question, you will start to accomplish 2 or 3 times as much as the people around you, right? You will become more and more productive, right? You will just plow through more work to higher value and accomplishment, greater results than anyone around you, right? You have to discipline yourself to keep working on the most valuable use of your time, whatever it is or whatever it may be, right? At that moment, you will be successful, right? The other one is become intensely result-oriented, right? You have to become just result-oriented, right? In the finalize, the key to high productivity and performance is this, right? Dedicate yourself to getting better and better at few tasks that you do that account for most of your results, right? Simultaneously, learn to delegate, right? Outsource and just eliminate all those tasks and activities that contribute very little or just to your result and rewards, right? And also one philosopher said, the things that matter most must never be at the mercy of the thing that matter least, right? Perhaps the best single word in time management is the word no. Just say no to any demand on your time that is not the most valuable use of your time at that moment, right? The other one, develop the habit of time management, right? Develop the habit of time management. The good news is that time management is a skill and just a discipline that you can learn with practice. One rule for success is this: develop the good habit and make them your master, right? You can just become excellent at time management with daily practice. Make a list of your tasks every day before you begin, right? Organize your list by priority, surprise them by urgent, right? You have organize your list by priority, separating the urgent from the most important, and using the Ethiopian rules above for the ABCD method, right? And also you have to choose your most important task there, and then you have to begin working immediately on. You can become excellent at time management with daily practice. Make a list of your tasks every day before you begin, right? You have to organize your list by priority, separate the urgent from the important, and using Ethiopian rules or maybe a BCD method, right? And also you have to choose your most important task, and then you have to begin working immediately on the task, right? You have to discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on that one task or activity until it is 100% complete, right? And also you have to, each time you complete an important task, you will experience a burst of elation, right? Enthusiasm and high self-esteem, right? You will feel more energetic and stronger you will feel happier and more in control of your life. You will feel on the top of your work. You will be even more motivated to start and complete your next major task, right? Whenever you find yourself slowing down or experiencing this urgence of just procrastinating or delay, repeat to yourself, right? Do it now, right? Develop a sense of urgency, right? Create a base for action. Get started, get going, and work fast. Discipline yourself to select your most important task. Launch into it immediately, and then just you have to stay with it, right, until it is done, right? This time management practice are the key to peak performance in every part of your life, right? By Helen Kids, I get out.